Hey everybody, this is Athletes and Antiquities, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about investing in history when looking at collectible items like sports cards and Pokemon. So first, to start off, I just want to apologize for my voice. I'm coming down with a cold again, so if I sound disgusting, that's why. Please bear with me. I still want to get some videos out. But in this video, we're going to be talking about investing in history, because on this channel, I often come across as a Debbie Downer. There's a lot of things where I'll see a spike in price, and I'll try and warn people like, hey, I don't know if this is sustainable. I wouldn't bet the farm on this. I try not to tear an item down, more just bring people back to reality and really think about what the long-term legs of that item might be. You know, if you're in this hobby for short-term gains, like, oh, I'm gonna buy this card and release, grade it, sell it for a profit, then this doesn't really apply to you. This is more for people that want to passively hold things long-term, that they, one, enjoy, because you have to enjoy it to really operate in this space at all. So one, you have to enjoy it, but two, an item that they can hold long-term passively and they think it'll hold value. I'm not saying the things I'm going to show are going to double in value. I don't think they might not even increase at all, but I think these are items that have very strong foundations, and at the prices you can currently get them for, they seem like great buys. So as you can assume, and as you can see, these are all items. The items I'm going to show today are obviously items I own. So a big shill alert here. I'm not trying to show you these items because I want you to invest in them. I'm not trying to show you these items just like because I think these specific items are going to do well and I want everyone to drop what they're doing and buy them. It's more just, I'm going to give you examples of themes that I try and capture with what I go after personally. If you disagree with that, let me know in the comments. I'd love to have some discussion on this. Please don't agree with everything I say. But so to start it off, with history, I like to invest in history because when you're looking at a collectible now, the perception of that hobby as a whole is going to be vastly different from what it might be 20 years from now. You know, what's popular now might not be the favorite in 20 years. What's flashy, what everyone's trying to collect, what everyone's chasing, might not be what everyone chases in 20 years. So when I'm looking at something, all these cards here are all PC items that I plan on holding, just not with a specific financial gain, but because I think I love them, and on the side, I think they will maintain their value. So when I say investing, I'm not going to be buying a house with these items. It's more just, these are items that I've been collecting that I think are stronger than a lot of other things that are in the spotlight right now. So to start it off, we can go into sports. Sports has a much more rich history than Pokemon, obviously. So it's a lot easier to look at the history. You have a lot, oh, nice, my light turned off. I'm gonna turn that back on. It's been doing that a lot recently. With history, you have many more decades of experience and of past sales and trends to really get an idea of what people will value. So to start, the main sport I follow is football. So when I'm in the football market, I do buy modern players just because I love the modern players. Like, I'll buy a TJ Watt card because I'm a Steelers fan. I'll buy a certain rookie quarterback that I think will be really exciting. Just because it's fun, because when you have a financial investment in something, it makes you care about it that much more. Like, if you are a big Kyler Murray fan and you think Kyler Murray, he's had a rough last few years, his prices are pretty cheap, I think he's going to come back later. It's totally fine to buy that Kyler Murray card. If you love it, it makes you care about those games much more, because, oh, I just bought a $50 rookie card of his. I really want to see how he does. This is so annoying, I apologize. So, but Kyler Murray is probably not going to be cared about in 20 years unless he has a massive career change. And it's really important to note that, because if you're buying that Kyler Murray card, if you understand that, have at it. I buy plenty of players that I don't think will care about in 20 years. But the players that I really focus on are the players that are timeless. You know, this is a Tom Brady rookie card. No matter what happens, it's going to be incredibly hard for the sport of football to forget about Tom Brady. I bought this card in about maybe 2019, so he was already the GOAT. So his cards were already very expensive, but it just seemed like it seemed like the prices that I could buy it at, it just seemed healthy for how he'll be remembered for the rest of the sport. I felt very comfortable with that. Walter Payton. Walter Payton is one of the greatest running backs of all time. The sport will not forget about Walter Payton, not only for his on-the-field behavior, but for his off-the-field behavior too. If you're a football fan, you might be familiar with the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. It's given to a player who, wow, this is awful. It's given to a player who really exemplifies what Walter Payton did. He was a philanthropist. He was always giving back to his community. He was donating his proceeds. He was helping out at food kitchens. He was building up the community around him. So this award is to recognize that. And this is also an autographed card. He passed away in 1999. So it's gonna be very hard no more of these are gonna get signed. So what's out there is out there. So cards like this of an immortal player with a signature that now has a finite supply. That's something that I was very safe buying because I loved it as a collection item. Again, these are all PC items, but also it's something that I thought could maintain value. I'm not going to go super in depth on all these other sports cards. Probably my most prized card in my whole collection, this Jackie Robinson card. I've showed it off a decent amount. Another card that he's in history books. No one's going to forget about Jackie Robinson. And just some other famous fighters. But my recent purchase is what really made me spark this video, because this guy Peter Jackson, he's a boxer from the late 1800s, early 1900s, and he was the first African-American boxer to break the color barrier. He won a heavyweight title. I believe it was heavyweight. He won a title as an African-American, which had never been done before. So he was the Jackie Robinson of boxing. And these cards were $20 for the age, the history. It just seemed like a no-brainer. I bought this. I was like, this could be an investment. It's a PC item. I won't sell it anytime soon, but these are cards that I think could really have legs long term. And to get to Pokemon, I really want to talk about this because I feel like we assume that everything that we care about now, we will care about for the next 20 years. Again, if you're buying, modern ultra rares, chase cards for a quick flip, this doesn't apply to you, because I think by the time you get that back, it'll still be a chase card. But in 20 years, when there's twice as many sets that are out there right now, there are twice as many chase cards as there are right now, will we still value the modern chase cards as much as we do right now? Those chase cards will not be the shiny new thing. They'll be just another chase card from the middle. It'll be mid-gen by then. Like now, I consider mid-gen is like Gen 3, Gen 4, maybe Gen 5. But in 20 years, mid-gen, I apologize for this, mid-gen is gonna be 2022. Like that's possible. So when I buy things that I think will have legs long term, I think some modern cards definitely will. But I think that in 20 years, people are still gonna care about the firsts. They might not, they'll probably still value the current ultra modern chases, but the farther we go along, they just become another chase card, like I said. But you can't take the first away from something. So when I'm investing in history, I'm investing in the history of that sport, if it's like a historical document of that country or that event. If I'm investing in a collectible card game like Pokemon, I'm investing in the history of that card game. And certain things, like I said, that are modern, I think will be etched in the history of that card game, but not everything. And I think as you go along, less and less in that era will be etched in history. So that's why I think items like First Edition Base will always be the first English set. Trainer Deck B will always be one of the smallest release niche products surrounding that first set. The Neo Lugia is going to be the first card of such a major character. The Shining Imikuni, there's so much history in these cards that I feel very comfortable that assuming the hobby does well, these cards will do well. And there's a lot of cards out there right now that even if the hobby does well, I don't know if that card will do well. And this isn't meant to like scare anybody. This isn't meant to alter your purchasing, but I'm just telling you what I do personally. You can think it's wrong. This is just gonna keep happening. This is awful. I personally invest in that history, and if you disagree with that, let me know. But I feel comfortable buying these cards because, like I said, if the hobby does well, I think these will do well. So yeah, please don't alter your purchases because of me. I just wanted to speak my opinion because in a lot of my videos, I seem to tear things down without building anything up, and I don't want to seem pessimistic about the hobby because I think the hobby will be popular for decades. We have children in the hobby right now, and as long as there's children in the hobby, I think I think it was Gary King Pokemon said, like, as long as there are children in the hobby has at least 20 years to go, because when those kids turn 30, they might get nostalgic towards what they collected as a child. So as long as that's happening, I feel comfortable that these things will maintain value on par with the hobby itself. But like I said, you know, some modern chases, I'm not as confident with that. So I personally don't buy those items with the expectation of holding value. There are plenty of modern cards that I buy. I love character rares. I loved V-Star Universe. I bought a ton of V-Star Universe. I don't think I'm gonna retire on V-Star Universe, but at the same time, I can foresee a situation where the hobby does well, people still love Pokemon in 20 years, but V-Star Universe is swept under the rug. And so, again, please don't alter your purchasing power because of this. Please don't buy the cards that I showed here just because I think they're good buys. I thought they were good buys when I bought them. I still think they're good, but again, I'm just one guy. I'm not trying to influence anybody. I really want to emphasize that because this could come across as a very shill-oriented video. But what kinds of stuff do you buy? I'm so sorry about this. This has happened like 10 times in a 7-minute video. I'm gonna have to buy a new light. So let me know in the comments, like, what things do you buy with the understanding that it might not hold similar value to what you're buying it for, and what items do you buy where you foresee a situation that it holds value on par with the hobby, or you think it'll exceed it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Do you look at that at all when you're deciding what to purchase? Again, if you're just a flipper, this doesn't apply to you. If you're purely collecting without any dollar signs in mind, I guess this wouldn't apply to you. But if you're collecting like me, where it's almost a hybrid, where I collect what I love, but I try and collect more things that I think will sustain itself. Let me know. This was kind of a disjointed video. I just kind of want to get my thoughts out here because looking back on some of my content, it does seem a little negative. So I wanted to add a little bit of positivity into my videos where I say, hey, you know, sure, I'm negative Nancy a lot of the times, but with these cards, this is what I'm buying. This is why I'm buying it. So just let me know what are your thoughts on this. I appreciate all you guys watching. I know it's still a small channel, but I love all your comments. I read every single one. So yeah, just keep letting me know. Give me some feedback on this. Where do you stand on this? Thank you. Bye.